Yeah, we here. We are here. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler. We are here. Y'all see that title? Y'all see that title? I know I'm a minute late. Um, y'all know how it go though. It ain't right if I ain't got my cup of coffee. It ain't right if I ain't got my cup of coffee. I'll be honest with you. I don't even like doing lives if I ain't got no coffee. I don't. I don't even be wanting to do that. That said, you see the title. Before we begin, get up in this thing. Go ahead and like the video. You might forget, and I don't want you doing that and everything, because this is how we pay the bills. This is how we pay the bills and everything like that. Yeah, but you see, it's been a lot going on. God Almighty. Oh man. If you a nerd like I'm a nerd, you've been reading some stuff. If you a peer of mine, right? Because we got peers. You've been reading some stuff too. If you're a casual fan, you've been reading some stuff. If you a Black Panther nerd, it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. And honestly, can I send a special shout out to the MCU, Kevin Feige and Ryan Coogler? Thank y'all. Because being one of the leading Black Panther experts out there and everything like that, y'all are doing wonders for my channel this week. Like, you came out there, shout out to Hasbro Marvel Legends. Y'all dropped that action figure, big glow up for my channel and everything like that there, which is a Black Panther channel. So any shine I get, Wakanda and Black Panther get, right. Then we get the House of H news on Saturday, right. Good. Hey, listen, good looking. Good. YouTube loves y'all, loves me for y'all doing that. And I just want to say thank you. I don't agree with everything y'all got going on, but bringing attention to what I consider to be the #1 Black Panther YouTube channel, point blank period. Good looking. Goes along with me being called the griot. All go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how you feel about what transpired this weekend, I'm good. I'm a Black Panther fan. We got a Black Panther action figure, Magic the Gathering. Yeah. We talked about that over there on my TikTok channel. Did a TikTok live today. Folks ecstatic about that and everything like that. Right. But like I said yesterday, the folks that are excited about the Magic the Gathering Black Panther action figure, they're not necessarily excited about the news that came out of, what is it, Hall of H, House of H, whatever. They're not necessarily excited about that. Just like the folks that were excited about the announcement from Ryan Coogler, they're not necessarily pressed about no Black Panther action figure. I'm sorry. You would have liked to have thought that everybody could have been excited. Like, based on this weekend, Black Panther fans should have felt like they won across the board. Like, that's what that should have been. Like, this should have been where we was running around high-fiving one another. The comic book fans should have been high-fiving the action figure collectors. The action figure collectors and the comic book fans should have been high-fiving the movie fans. The movie fans should have been high-fiving no. That is not what happened. Let me greet folks as they pull up. I see K Civic in the building. What's going on? Theo B, what is wrong with people that didn't know that T'Challa is African, even though T'Challa is a man? Hey. Shout out to Tony Baker. I follow him on Instagram. There's this dude that's a MAGA. So what I'm getting ready to do is just tell you who he is, right? And I'm not saying it to disparage. I'm setting you up for this. I'm giving you some context here. There is a dude that's a black dude, black American, that's popular. He gay, because I want you to know exactly who I'm talking about. He gay, well dressed, got nice waves in his head, nice wave, dark skinned brother. He is pissed off. 38 hot about British actors taking the role. He said a British actor has taken. Tony Baker said he need to just shut all the way up. I agree with Tony. A British actor taking the role of an African character. The thing is, his video that went viral. I have a hard time making stupid folk go viral. Like, I can tell you what he said, but I would never share that video because that video is stupid. It lacks common sense. It lacks intelligence. Let's just start with the fact that he said black. And he's doing his damnedest as an intelligent brother to draw a line in the sand between black Britons and black Americans. You know what I'm waiting on? Because I see where folks kind of take their lead from. As long as I've been living, I ain't never heard the white American draw no line between him and the white Briton. I still ain't heard it. I still ain't. I watched Jet Li and Jackie Chan come over here and make it do what it do. I ain't hear not one Asian American complain about nothing. About nothing. Let me say that one more time. About nothing. I didn't see folks that grew up right here in America take on Mexican roles, Latino roles. Some of these folks wasn't even Latino or Mexican. Good Lord have mercy. Didn't Al Pacino play a Cuban? Now, just looking at the surname Pacino, I do not believe he's Cuban. But folks love talking about Scarface. And I thought it was just me. I just realized I wasn't the only one that felt like that, but I was a kid feeling like that. That is the worst Cuban accent I've ever heard. Ricky Ricardo was Cuban. It ain't never sound like nothing like that. But everybody in there, oh my God, Jesus have mercy. I got to make it make sense. Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And clearly the MCU ain't really making dollars like that. So stuff ain't making sense like that. Anyway, we should have all been able to come together. That's not what we were able to do. There are factions, and there's a new faction that just came across. There's a new faction that just came across, that just developed as of Saturday night. That's the Shorty faction. They are upset that that character has been cut short in the MCU. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. I said that yesterday. I'm going to say it again. When I look at a character having a story arc in the MCU, I'm looking at 3 to 4 films, solo projects with that character's name right there. That's what I'm looking for. I got Captain America, the First Avenger, Captain America, Winter Soldier. I got Captain America, Civil War. It's Captain America. It's his movie. Everybody else is just a guest star in it, but it's his movie. T'Challa only has one movie. Shuri only has one movie. Shuri and T'Challa both have the same amount of movies as Sam Wilson, but Sam Wilson also has a Disney Plus series. See how that go? Because I literally have folks making up stuff. The point of this video is today is that united we stand, divided we fall. That's the point of the video. As Black Panther fans, we either gonna be united or we gonna be divided. But if we're divided, we gonna fall. Now I'm saying that because there's a difference between being a Black Panther fan and a Ryan Coogler fan. If you're a Ryan Coogler fan, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, nor am I condemning you. You do what you're supposed to do, which is enthusiastically support Ryan Coogler. That's what you're supposed to do because you're a Ryan Coogler fan. But now, if you say you're a Black Panther fan, your allegiance is not to Ryan Coogler. Your allegiance is not to Chadwick Boseman. God rest his soul. Your allegiance ain't to Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, Michael B. Jordan, Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios. Your allegiance is to the characters, i.e. T'Challa. Come on. There we go. There we go. I didn't say nothing while y'all was gone. I didn't. I was just encouraging it to get right. So one of the things that we get, and y'all see the thumbnail for today, is you actually have folks looking forward to a possible Aurora Toussaint reunion. I'm going to say Toussaint union. Like an Aurora Toussaint love affair. Like when Toussaint go on his walkabout, because they're bringing the mutants on board and their scuttlebutt about Aurora, there are literally folks saying, hey, Aurora should show up in the movie and she and Toussaint could be lovers. Make me almost want to ask why we just didn't get T'Challa back. If that's what we're going to do, if we want Aurora to be with the king of Wakanda, why we just didn't recast T'Challa? But let me stay right here, because that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. You don't find that disgusting? And miss me with the straw man arguments. I already put that up there and everything. Miss me with the straw man arguments, comic books, movies, different. I don't want to hear that, because I don't think I'm going to ever read a comic book where Lois Lane is giving up the cookies to Jonathan. I don't think I'm ever read that comic book. I don't think I'm going to ever read the comic book where Mary Jane is giving it up to Miles. That's not going to happen. And yeah, I can say this. Damian Wayne, being who he is, I don't think is ever going to make love to Selena Kyle. Now, I'm going to put it like this because I say I'm a nerd, right? Right. How many of us found that scene in that Batman animation where they tried to hook up Barbara and Bruce, and we was like, that's nasty? Like, we didn't look at that the way they thought we was going to look at it. We didn't look at it as being drama. We didn't like it at all. We were like, what is this right here? We were like, that's disgusting. We knew it was animation, right? We knew it was animation. We knew it was in a different reality. Did we care? We knew it wasn't the movies. Did we care? We knew it wasn't the comic books. Did we care? Or did, as Batman fans, we sit up and say, man, that's nasty. That's nasty. That, first of all, we know who Bruce is. We know who Barbara is. We know who Richard is. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's disgusting. That's filthy. They don't brag about that. You ain't got one Batman fan that claps for that. You can't find them. You a Batman fan yourself, and you're embarrassed by that. You're embarrassed by it. You're disgusted by it. You're disappointed by it. In no point in your lifetime would you ever have shipped Barbara and Bruce, knowing what you know as a Batman fan. You never would have. But over here, and this is why I say you're a Ryan Coogler fan. Because when you're a Black Panther fan, you've read it. You've even posted some of it or responded to it. You know the history of T'Challa and Aurora. You know the history. You care about that history. You heard what Chris Claremont said. You read it. Some of us have quoted it and put it in our videos. We don't want to be forced to put two black couples, to put two black characters together. You thought it was trash then. You think it's trash now. You've heard brothers and sisters regurgitate that same nonsensical talking point. When you know the history of these characters, comic book characters, you know the white characters come in with their mate already right there with them. You know the black characters don't. So when a Ryan Coogler fan or MCU fan says something, you looking at them, regardless of who they are, you looking at them and saying, please shut the up. You're doing more harm than good. So you got Aurora in the comic books. Let me see if I got this right. You got too many people, regardless of their race, saying why they can't be together. I got an African writer that threw Aurora off the dresser with a dude who sleep with everybody, a dude who's made the X-Men in the superhero community, in the nerd community. That one character has made the X-Men the laughing stock of nerddom. You can't be in a relationship as an X-Men and folks take you seriously. I don't give a damn if your name Jean. I don't give a damn if your name Rogue. I don't give a damn if your name Gambit. You a hoe. You know you a hoe. You rock 3 different freaks after every show. You a hoe. I know you a hoe. You a hoe. I know because I told you so. Shout out to Houdini. Shout out to Houdini. So Aurora has been stripped of her regalness. She has been stripped of her significance. She has been stripped of her royalty to the point where she's just a pass around. Because if you felt like Aurora was all that in a bag of chips, you wouldn't be so willing to pass her off to Toussaint. Because that's what we're doing. We're just passing her off. And what we've also done is diluted the character of T'Challa. Anybody can be T'Challa, even the son that don't exist in the comics. You never talk like that to a Batman fan. You'd never accept those type of stories from any writer, any director as a Batman fan. You wouldn't make excuses for it. You wouldn't. But on the heels of what should have been a unifying moment, because what fans wanted, it's been 8 years. 9, if we think about it. Chadwick passed in 2020, it's 2026. What we saying? 7, 8, right? But it's been longer since Christopher Reeve passed away. It was 5 years. 5 years. And DC found a way to honor that dude, in which, let me see if I got this right. His best friend is Ryan Coogler. I would have thought it was his brothers. But this is how his best friend is choosing to honor him. The character that he plays has been deleted. Toussaint is an original character, much like John Ridley's Toussaint. Ironically enough, they both start with a T. But all that character is there to do is to replace T'Challa, like Toussaint was supposed to replace T'Challa in the comic books. Black Panther fans drew that line hard in the sand. We said, no, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to get that bald-headed dude the hell on up out of here. You're going to get that bald-headed dude the hell on up out of here, and you better not ever bring him back again. Not to do T'Challa, not to do Monica Rambeau, not to do Adam Brashear, not to do Sam Wilson, not to do Miles Morales. You better get his bald-headed dude, you better get his bald-headed ass way from over here. They got him from over there. Damn sure did. And when Dr. Eve Ewing came around after laughing at his 15 issues of trash, low-key, she didn't even want to acknowledge what he had going on. And thank you to Jonathan Hickman for doing what you did in Imperial. Thank you. We don't find that disgusting. We don't find that vile. We don't find that heinous as Black Panther fan. As an Aurora fan, you like that? She's supposed to be with the king. If we talking about her being with the son of a king, she's supposed to be with the son of T'Chaka. You say you like Next Avengers, right? That cartoon that's in an alternate universe. Who's Azari's mama and daddy? You say you like Jonathan Hickman. Cool. You read Avengers versus Predators? Who did you see accompanying T'Challa? What was it? Some dude named Toussaint, or was it some dude named Azari? Right? We know that was an alternate universe and everything like that, because as comic book fans, we're used to alternate universes. But who was Azari's mama? Oh, it was Aurora. So in various universes in Marvel Comics canon, to those universes, T'Challa and Aurora are together and they got children. Oh, get the hell on up out of town. And what we're going to do over here as either comic book fans and or Black Panther fans, we're going to seriously consider the son of T'Challa sleeping with T'Challa's wife. And we're going to make that make sense. We're going to ooh and ah over that. We on social media arguing about that. We on social media cussing each other out about that. We on social media really dragging each other because it's the only fan base that's doing that is Black folks. Ryan Coogler fans, most of them Black. Black Panther fans, most of them Black. Shooting fans, most of them Black. You know we the laughing stock on social media right now? Do you not know, as a comic book historian, folks to a degree look at me surprised like, damn, you know what you're talking about. We're the laughing stock of the superhero fandom. Black folks are. So-called this is the problem right here. I'm hit up last night. I put a post on Threads. The thread was vague, and it was vague intentionally. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said. I left it intentionally. I left it vague for a reason. I like to let folks tell on themselves. This is what I put up there. Tell me where to lie at. Tell me where to lie at. I said, I'm gonna get to it. Seeing people making posts about the casting of David Johnson as T'Challa without knowing what they're really talking about, because they don't, it's wild. I was always raised to know what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. The lack of knowledge regarding I didn't say a, I said the lack of knowledge regarding the Black Panther is a wild moment for me. There are people on social media arguing about how David Johnson looks. There are people arguing about his age. There are people arguing about his bags up under his eyes. They're not having the right conversation though. Why he just wasn't cast as T'Challa. 5'9" and everything. I had folks sitting up here saying they wanted Denzel Washington's son to play T'Challa. He 5'9". Mind you, I wouldn't want me playing T'Challa, and I'm 5'8.5". What for? When I know they're gonna cast Steve Rogers at 6 feet, and T'Challa is supposed to be on equal footing with Steve Rogers. They both represent ideologies, and right off the rip, because folks don't care, because they are not comic book fans and don't understand what that character is supposed to represent, you'll settle for the 5'9" dude. They will never cast Steve Rogers as 5 foot nothing. I just want you to know that. They won't. They're not going to, and they shouldn't. Just like the shortest you could probably go with Bruce Wayne is 5'10", because we know Batman is 6 feet and he's gonna have to carry that on the screen. You got Black folks that'll sit up here and see no value in T'Challa and Aurora being together, but find all the value in the world with Toussaint and Aurora being together. And you got to worry about you being no comic book fan, but you're being laughed at. You're being laughed at. I'm being laughed at. Every Black person is being laughed at because the Superman fan ain't going to ever deal with that. The Batman fan is never going to deal with that. The Spider-Man fan is never going to deal with that. The Captain America fan, Steve Rogers fan is never going to deal with that. The sad part about it is you're fans of those characters as well, and you would lose your cookies if somebody did the same damn thing to them characters. You would lose your damn cookies, and you know you would. I'm having flashbacks to Malcolm X portrayed by Denzel Washington, you sitting up here and you will maintain the character that don't look like you while destroying the character that does look like you. You know what small, simple-minded people ain't never thought about? Why you can't have T'Challa, Shuri, and if we want to just throw him out there, Toussaint as well. Why you can't have all of them? Ryan Coogler got you doing this crabs in a barrel stuff, and you cannot wait to get involved in it. To the point where that's why I changed my profile pic. You can see my profile pic, and you still will bring your young ass over there to be disrespectful in ways you know your father would have jacked your jaws loose. Just to run behind Ryan, who don't give two damns about that character. To the point where black folks that got smart devices are having some of the most stupid arguments on social media. It's embarrassing. Let me tell you how you shut that down. You have somebody come up to you and say, while you on social media doing your thizzle and everything like that, they say it's just a mantle. And real quick, you said name them. Because I had somebody try that last night. It's just a mantle. Fine, name them. Let me tell you what he got wrong, which is what the general audience get wrong, as in surface fans. He listed Nahanda as the first Black Panther, female Black Panther. That's wrong. He then said Eric Killmonger and Casper Cole were Black Panthers. Hell, that's wrong. That's a surface level knowledge. But any Black Panther fan knows Eric took an artificial heart-shaped herb, and so did Casper, because Eric gave it to him. Neither one of them took the organic heart-shaped herb, because neither one of them, well, Eric tried and almost died. You know who saved him? T'Challa. Why did Eric almost die? Well, if you watch cartoons, I believe you do, because this is where a lot of y'all new people influence is coming from. You watch Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I know you're not going to go to the comic books, but you remember that episode when Hawkeye and T'Challa were talking, and he said, only the royal family can take this. He was applying it to his skin, but it's lethal to everybody else who's not of the royal blood. Well, every Black Panther comic book fan knows that you don't get the abilities of the Black Panther from the heart-shaped herb. You get those abilities from Bast. The heart-shaped herb allows you to have a conversation, i.e. commune with Bast, but it doesn't give you anything. This dude wanted to go back and forth, not knowing any of the stuff that I told him. He wanted to go back and forth. Then you have a group, like I said, that's got comic in their name. You know, it's not who you think about. This was somebody new. They got comic in their name. And their point of reference, because they wanted to check me, while I'm referencing the comic books, a podcast that's got comic in their name wants to check me because I'm referencing the comic books. If you got comic in your name, you don't reference the movies. You use the comics as a point of reference to point out what's different in the movies. You don't represent the movies. You don't reference the movies unless you in bed with the movies. You feel like you can't maintain your channel just by talking about comics. You must interject the MCU into it, and you must validate the MCU. It's way too many of us that are Black that call ourselves comic book influencers doing that. To the point where people are now considering Nakia and T'Challa's son having a relationship with Aurora. That's vile. That's disgusting. That's heinous. If you don't see nothing wrong with it, you only saying you don't see anything wrong with it because you capping for Ryan Coogler. You're never going to do that as a Batman fan. And if you tried to, you would get hurt. Figuratively and literally by a Batman fan. You would get your feelings hurt. Suggesting Bruce get with Barbara, and they did it. The reaction was immediate. Nobody liked it. They don't even talk about it. But you gonna push that over here? It's amazing what you're willing to settle for, what you're willing to champion. I'm still disappointed right now as a Black Panther fan that I ain't heard one woman celebrity lose her cookies about the Queen Mother Ramunda being deleted. You can talk about Aaron Pierre's skin complexion, right? You got so much to say about David Johnson, but you ain't say nothing about the Queen Mother Ramunda. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. You got so much love in your heart for Ryan Coogler, right? You so in love with Michael B. Jordan, right? But you ain't say nothing about being an unwed mama in Black Panther 2 or baby mama. You ain't say nothing. You do all these videos on your comic book influencer or Black comic book influencer or Black female comic book influencer. You call yourself supporting all these characters, but you ain't calling out the negative stereotypes, the negative tropes that affect you as a Black woman. You gullible. Let me point out to you every infraction every Black woman should have been upset about. You didn't see Eric's mama. We ain't seen Eric, mama or daddy in the comic books. We got questions. But you didn't raise an issue about not seeing Eric's mama. She was absent. Where was she? She didn't even show up when Eric was in Wakanda. Would you just assume she was dead? Or did you think Njobu just had Eric on his own? Because you ain't asked no questions, right? You're supposed to be smart. Don't they say on average a Black woman is smarter than a Black man in America? Don't they say that? But you got to resort to crime though. You smarter than a whip. You're probably the smartest person in the MCU right now, and you got to resort to crime. That's crazy. Then we got the Queen Mother Ramunda. Black mother, grandmother, maternal figure. Deleted for what? An emotional, impactful scene? Deleted for what? An award she didn't win? Deleted for what? When she's still alive and well in the comic book. That's Black women right there, not even fighting for their own representation. But you want me to take you seriously over here with Toussaint. You want me to gravitate toward, you don't even take you seriously. You don't even take you seriously. The knowledge about Shorty in 2026 as a character is essentially where it was in 2022. Where's the Black woman championing the cause for Shorty? Or is it that it's way too many Black women got more love and affection for Ryan Coogler than they do themselves? You've been disrespected as a Black woman, I don't know how many times. You should have been the first female Captain Marvel in the MCU. But you got something to say over here. No, ma'am, no, queen. You should have been running your mouth in. Because all you did was the same thing too many of us as Black men did. When you didn't call it for what it was the first time, you empowered the MCU to keep disrespecting Black characters in a way they would never do with the white ones. There was no reason why Fasto showed up in the shape he showed up and gay. Shouldn't have. But where were my gay Black men at? Because y'all was asleep on that one too. Why y'all didn't say, hey, give us our own gay Black superhero? You didn't say nothing. What you did was you took a heterosexual Black character and made him your own. And all he did was do what? Act like the stereotypical gay dude. Sit around, be emotional all day, and cry. Y'all didn't say nothing. So that's black women not saying nothing, black men not saying nothing, and black members of the LGBTQ plus not saying anything. And you wonder why these characters getting treated like this. Because in Ryan, we trust. You trust Ryan more than you trust yourself. And Ryan don't give two damns. All you doing is putting money in his pocket. I'm going to keep up with these notes. And I'm going to get, that is disgusting. He said, man, Mr. Fantastic would love this reach. Hold on. He said, Mr. Fantastic would love this reach. How should I respond? So would his mama? So would his sister? So would his auntie? Or so would the female members of his family? I went with too funny. Acknowledging this joke, his attempt at humor. I think the women in your family would appreciate his length. I meant his reach as well. Y'all let me know if y'all think that's funny in the comment section if I went too far. But I believe if you're gonna pull up to try and troll me, then you just gotta be ready for whatever I let come out my mouth. Because you ain't want to give me the respect. You just want to come up and troll. I troll back. I troll back. And if you don't care about my feelings, equal energy. Let me keep up right here. I'm gonna greet the folks as they pull up and everything. I see y'all in here. I appreciate y'all pulling up in here. I really, really do. Y'all did not have to. We ain't gonna be in here too long. We came in here for a good time, an informative time, and hopefully a woke time. We ain't use that word in a minute, right? Can we be woke? Because damn, I'm tired of sleeping. I'm gonna read these. No, I'm gonna go all the way back up to the top. Jaron said, "Yep, pulled up. Boycott activists. What's going on? It's an African character. It is. Sure is. You right. You. I don't know why folks getting. I don't know why us in America upset about who got cast as a character. We weren't qualified anyway. And then watch this. It's double with me. I'm too light skinned. Based on how some of us act in the superhero community, I don't even know why I care. Because if Aaron Pierre is too light-skinned to be a superhero, me and Aaron damn near the same skin complexion, I can't be not one. I can't be the white superhero. I can't be the yellow superhero. I can't be the red superhero. I can't be the brown superhero. I can't be the black superhero. I'm either too light-skinned or I'm too short. Says my people. My people. Oh man, Kimoyo King, president of the Black Panther fan group, and I'm not in here for a long time because my brother is coming up at 6:30. Be real with D-Real, and I think my elder, Mr. Ray Smith, is gonna be on that live and everything. So this is the warm up for them. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all got y'all notifications on for my brother and my elder. Let me see. Boycott action people. Some people get away with xenophobia because of their skin tone. I don't know how. Just as Spike Lee fans, right? Just as Spike Lee fans. School days. I don't know how we having these conversations in 2026. I would have thought school days would have been the end all say all because we all loved it. Good or bad hair, see if I care, don't even swear, good or bad hair. Lawrence Fishburne talking about way up Samuel L. Jackson, being Samuel L. Jackson. What's my dog, Kadeem Hardison and everything like. I would have thought, because my grandparents raised me, every generation is weaker and wiser. Generations as they're supposed to be wiser. No, we not. We not. We don't like each other's hair texture. We don't like each other's skin complexion. Oh, I did not know we was doing that. But they say if you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it. That's what they say. When you don't learn from your history, you're doomed to repeat it. Our president is German, ain't he? Ain't he? And does not draw a delineation at all. He don't separate from Germany at all, does he? No, he don't. He's a proud German American. He ain't gonna tell folks in Germany they don't know what they're doing. He ain't gonna draw no line between him and his German ancestors. Oh no, he not. He proud. You right. Black Way 79, a Black American played the character and brought prestige to the character. Did. Many people wanted other Black American to play the role of Damson Idris. And what did Damson Idris come over here? Then he knocked it out the box with Snowfall. So you got great compliment by the great comment by the way. You got Chadwick Boseman playing an African. You got a British African playing an African American. Both of them do some outstanding work. Then Forrest Whitaker play Idi Amin. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I could be wrong because I ain't seen the movie in a minute. But I don't believe that was somebody that played Pele. Like I really want to believe the brother that played Pele was African American. Now understand what I'm getting ready to say here. I'm not making up excuses for anybody that says anything stupid. I think if the brother that played Martin Luther King doesn't make a dumb behind comment and a further dumb behind statement to justify it, probably ain't getting that type of pushback. But the point is the matter is too many African Americans make dumbass comments about people, Black people that's not in America. And too many Black folks that's not in America make dumbass comments about Black Americans. As I said to somebody the other day, just yesterday, I'm not going to condemn the majority for the one or the few. Why? Because we've dealt with that. And I don't know how we as African Americans are doing to anybody, let alone an African, what we don't want done to us. That is the epitome of hypocrisy. Two wrongs don't make a right. That's how I'm looking at it. Let me see. Kimoyo say he love that for the shooting faction. Hey. Shooting fans, we you know, I'm trying to bring everybody together, but I was called a misogynist, I was called a narcissist, and I was called the misogynoir. Quite a few of us were called out our names when we were feeling the same way shooting fans feeling right now. I'm not gonna return. I'm not gonna throw stone for stone. I understand why you feel that way, but you should be able to relate. You should. I'm not looking for nobody to apologize, but you should definitely be able to relate to how T'Challa fans feel. Well, let me see. Kimoyo says they needed this humbling to get perspective. They see now we can build with them. Not all of them. Not all of them. I came across a young lady on Threads last night. So you're a Ryan Coogler fan and you excited about Black Panther 3, but you don't know that this year is his 60th anniversary. You don't know that this is, and mind you, there was no Black Panther prior to 1966, and that Black Panther was T'Challa. This is that character's 60th anniversary. How many Ryan Coogler fans know? How many Ryan Coogler fans care? I bet you those numbers aren't the same. This ain't Toussaint's 60th anniversary. This ain't Shooty's 60th anniversary. This ain't Ryan Coogler's 60th anniversary. This ain't Kevin Feige's 60th anniversary. This ain't even Marvel Studios' 60th anniversary. This ain't Iron Man's 60th anniversary. This ain't Steve Rogers. No. This is T'Challa's 60th anniversary. You excited about Black Panther 3? You excited about David Johnson? Not saying you shouldn't be, but you don't give two damns about this being that character's 60th anniversary. That's crazy. She didn't know. It's amazing what you found out Saturday night. You found out you was going to get Black Panther 3. You found out who Toussaint was going to be, but you didn't get not one word from the studio director, studio executive, who made a lot, 1.3 billion. You didn't get one word from him, nor did you get any thank you from Ryan Coogler. It's Black Panther that's got him out there like that. That 1.3, that's not Fruitvale Station. It ain't nothing Creed related. No. What's got him to centers was Black Panther. The opportunity to direct that movie. He, in essence, he owes a lot of his success to that character and how that movie performed and the fans that showed up. He didn't even acknowledge the character on Saturday. You're a Ryan Coogler fan. You don't even know it was T'Challa's 60th anniversary. You see Black Panther, you see the Roman numerals 3, but you don't see nothing with 60 on it, do you? That's crazy. That's crazy. Either he froze or he paused for dramatic effect. What's up, OG Rock with me Nation? What's going on? Playing Poppy, my brother. Damn. Y'all like Theo? No. If you want to know where this mug come from, damn it, if you want to know where these crops come from, Plant Poppy. Plant Poppy. Brother, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Man to man, I missed you. Man to man, I missed you. Man to man, I thought something happened to you and everything like that. Man to man, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Yes, sir. Y'all give it up one time. According to influencers, Ryan Coogler can't do any wrong. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read that. I read that. They staunchly come to his defense too. You better not say nothing bad about Ryan Coogler. What's going on, Grand Madam? The lovely Grand Madam Tarot. The Queen Mother is in the building. What's going on? What Grand Madam Tarot say? Not Storm and T. Well, you know, Grand Madam, you know, being the griot from Wakanda, I ain't gonna do what other folks doing. I ain't gonna refer to him as that. I ain't even gonna use that because we don't do that here. We don't do that here. So I would just be referring to him as Toussaint going forward. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. They say when you know better, you do better. So the MCU may or may not care. As a Black Panther fan, I care. So I'm not gonna regurgitate that nonsense. Grand Madam Tarot greets everybody. Black Wave 97919 says, what's not being taken account is the conversation that's been had for years about Black British actors taking roles over Black Americans. There's also a delineation conversation within Black America. You're absolutely right. I just don't know where it stems from. Well, yes, I do. Yes, I do. We don't take it into consideration like we should. So I would do it like this. We're here, they're there. Those are our relatives, but there's no conversation. We have cousins over there. We have cousins across the world, like every other group of people does. What we don't have is the connection. We don't have the history. What we do have is a lot of propaganda. We got a lot of propaganda. So I'm just going to spin the wheel back to when I was a kid. You had the care commercials. So right off the rip, as a young African-American child, you're being shown and taught that Black children in Africa underprivileged. They ain't got decent shelter. They ain't got decent food. Right? And then you hear other folks, right? They start saying they're not educated. They're savages. Well, that's what we hear over here in the United States of America. You don't know what's being said over there about us. But you know what's being said about them. And you know there's a segment that wants to keep us divided. And you should honestly know why. Because what would Black unity look like across the world? What would Black unification look like across the world? Like, regardless of where you saw your brother or sister at, we were all united. You can see them in Germany, we united. You can see them in Australia, we united. You can see them on the motherland, we united. It wouldn't matter where you saw your brother or sister at, we were all united. Imagine what that would look like. Imagine what that would look like. So while we listen to the propaganda here about them, we never take into consideration the propaganda they hear about us. We just think it's one way. And you know what's not being done? There's no conversation between them nor us to diffuse it. No, we just take it for what it is. Oh yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. I've had maybe one or two bad interactions, and both of them were on social media. One from a young lady across the water. The other one was from a brother across the water. But by and large, the interactions I've had, whether it's in social media or sitting in the car with them, me and my wife take Uber Lyft. I haven't had a bad experience yet. You know what they want? They want the same thing we want. Us to be connected. They're tired of the divide as well. When you sit and you talk to them personally, being able to speak at least one word of Zosa impressed them. Why? Because like Chadwick Boseman, to a degree, I wanted to learn my African heritage. My ethnicity doesn't start at the auction block. I don't need to be called foundational anything to understand my contribution to America. I don't need that. There are Asian Americans that helped build America that Asians across the water didn't. That's an understanding. You're not here. But what they will do is they will reserve a spot for their brothers and sisters across the water. So when they get here, they can all make money. And that's the damnest thing about it, because they all do that. We don't. We don't. We will let them tell us that we shouldn't be together. So when the African immigrant come over here, they're not going to set up a black hair store in the hood. You should. But because folks have told you that the folks in the hood that look like you are dangerous to you, what you do is don't come invest in the hood. Meanwhile, the person from across the water will come right over here and either set up, it sounds stereotypical, a hair store, a nail store, or a laundromat right there in the hood and make all that money. Damnest thing. Let me keep going. Halle Berry is 59. New Panther act is 32. She would be a cougar after Come on now. But I don't think they would do that with Halle Berry. No, last dude I seen get with Halle Berry after Billy Bob Thornton was what, Hugh Jackman and a James Bond. What's going on, Jermaine? Jermaine Knowles in the building. Black Wave, Bruce and Barbara been teased since New Adventures. Hey man, we not gonna do that. You see how you said tease? We not doing that. We not doing that. Ooh, we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that at all. You need to know, if they ever do that, that's gonna be the end of that cartoon. Black British actors Carl Lesson will take roles that sometimes portray black characters in a subservient position. Aquilino, by the way, because I don't really know how to pronounce. Yeah, he said something stupid. And I think folks be like, you can't. It's almost like if you defend brothers and sisters from Africa, they don't think you're capable of saying he made a dumb statement. Like, no, I'm not excusing what he said. He was dumb. You would have liked to have thought that after taking the role of Martin Luther King, he would have learned more about American culture and American history. But there are African American actors that won't do that. He played a role. He didn't research it. The role was based on a real person. He didn't research it. Okay, we got Black American actors that do the exact same thing with Black characters, fictional, right here in America. They take the role, won't research it. It's whether or not you either care or you don't. David Tyree did not research Fastos. Didn't care. Didn't Yahya Abdul-Mateen did not give two damns about Simon Williams to the point where he looked for Adam Bashir. I just want this role. Okay. Franchise, what's going on? Boycott at this point. Don't do the Toussaint. Hey. Like I said, that's nasty. And I ain't never, it's a wild moment for me that me and mine even considering it. Oh, they're gonna make a lovely couple. You don't see anything wrong with that statement you just made, that the son of T'Challa that doesn't exist in the comics, they gonna age him up to be in a relationship with a woman he in the comics then been married to and had. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's all the way nasty. But hey, we got some nasty people in the world. T'Challa's wife is sickening. Yay, Grand Madam. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. The idea of him with her, yeah, that's sick. And like I said, I'm not trying to hear the straw man arguments about different universes, realities, comics, and movies. No, we are never doing that with no white. No, we not. We not, and we know we not. We don't ever need to think like that. I ain't ever finna see Franklin with Sue. I'm not finna see Valeria with either Reed nor Vic. I'm not finna see that. They're not gonna explore that. That's it. The first step in mind control is image. And Grand Madam Tarot, you need to know who folks are succeeding. Boycott says folks asked for Ryan Gosling, they got Ryan Gosling. We asked for Damson, we got a Make-A-Wish kid. That ain't me bad. I'm not doing. I feel where you're coming from, Boycott. I do, for the reasons that you're saying it. The thing is that if we're gonna make it about the looks, I want the looks to be relevant, as in Ryan Gosling is gonna be Johnny Blaze, right? They're never going to make a 5'9" actor Captain America. Even if we go back to the actors that portrayed Captain America when we was kids, Red Brown was never 5'0". Red Brown was not 5'0". As a matter of fact, Red Brown stayed in the gym. my dog was geeked up without, forget padding. He didn't need it. Red walked out there like that. Then we had the Captain America with the fake ears. He wasn't 5'0". No, we need to do, if your hair is brunette, we can put some blonde streaks in it and everything like that. But no, we need you to be him. We'll settle for anything. We'll say, what's next? An undersized Luke Cage? We got an undersized James Rhodes, right? So now we got an undersized T'Challa. I'm sorry, Toussaint. We got an undersized Toussaint. We got an overweight Fastos. He ain't in the gym. We got an undersized Shorty. She ain't doing nothing. We got M'Baku, who would rather crack jokes than put hands on people. Sam broke and getting his wings whipped up every time he show up. Right. What we doing? What we doing? Harama Fall in the building. Perpetual diminishment of the Black Panther IP. That's all we got. Our grand folks boycotted buses. We can't even boycott a movie. You so right. You so right. You so right. Cause we got to get that Marvel money. We got to get that MCU money. We don't know how to stand on our own. We don't know how to do that. We got to participate. Boycott. Steezle. Mr. Rock with Me Nation is in the building. Boycott says we are being pitied, not celebrated. Man, we being laughed at. I just want us to know that all of those folks from that use the word in a derogatory fashion, that use woke and DEI in a derogatory fashion. You know, all those folks that Ernie was complaining that Rob kicked the bobo with, all those people, they laughing at us. They laughing at us. Me and mine right now, when it comes to superhero nerddom, me included, because I'm black. We reminded me of the character from Life with Eddie Murphy and Lawrence and Lawrence. Martin Lawrence can't get right. That's who we reminded me of right now as people, as nerds, can't get right. Because we can't get right for nothing. Ryan can't even bring Casper Cole in. I don't want Ryan doing that anyway. Like Dashi, Pater, I want Ryan gone. Like I didn't see your body of work. I'm not impressed. You didn't got with like more than one black character. I'm not happy with your work. I think you would be good doing another vampire movie. I don't know what you're gonna look like but you already that ain't I ain't got nothing to do with all that. But when it comes to black superheroes, I don't want to see Ryan Coogler's name is up there with Jonathan what his name? Oh Lord, I don't even want to remember his name. Ryan Coogler is right up there with Jonathan Ridley right now with me. I don't want to see Ryan Coogler around another black superhero. I mean that with everything. I say that with my chest. I could tell him that to his face. No, I do not. You good over here, but I don't want to see you touch, experience, hear about, dream about, think about, hallucinate about him interacting with another black superhero. And I don't care who knows. No, I do not. Steezle sent 100 for 2 jewels. Appreciate that, Diesel. Appreciate that, Steezle. They won't even cast Logan as his actual height. They tried that. And we actually saw that in Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, how ridiculous that looks. I understood why the best you can get with Logan, if you're not going to get that size right there, you're going to have to get somebody my height, and that ain't 5'3". You're going to have to get somebody my height that's thick for no reason. 5'8", 5'7". You're going to have to find that dude. To a degree, somebody like Kevin Hart, that height. Him, the dude that played Harry Potter, you're going to have to find somebody that height that's jacked up to make it right. But 5'3" ain't going to come across on the screen. So I totally get that. I understand that. I'm not tripping on that. I get your point though, Wim. I do, but I just know why they didn't do it like that. I would never see T'Challa meeting Reed Richards. You could say that. I think you will at some point. You could say that. But now watch this. You know how we say we got Wakanda at the house? We got Reed and T'Challa at the house. So anytime we want to reenact what happened in the comic books or get the story right via fan fiction, I'm pretty sure you got what it takes. I'm pretty sure you got what it takes, Dashi, to tell that story yourself. I'm pretty sure you got what it takes to tell it yourself. Hell, you got AI. Free. You can damn sure tell that story. So in essence, yeah, you can make T'Challa and Reed pop up your doggone self, big dog. Yo, we're not waiting on them for nothing. We're not. Player Poppy says Tony Baker, Kev on stage, CTG are happily pushing this narrative. Spin the block, Plant Poppy. Tell me what narrative they pushing, because I like Tony Baker, I like Kev on stage, but they're not knowledgeable comic book fans. And what I would like for people to do, because Kev and Tony would want this. They wouldn't want me just arbitrarily speaking about comedians, black comedians. They wouldn't just want me arbitrarily speaking on Jamel Hill, just wouldn't want me arbitrarily speaking on black journalists and everything. Speaking from a place of non-knowledge when I could be interacting with somebody that possesses the knowledge, right? We like doing that. We like doing that. you notice I talk about certain stuff I don't talk about. The reason why is because I believe knowledge reigns supreme. And if I'm not knowledgeable, I shouldn't be speaking. Not on certain topics. We have too many people that, while they want to make money, get clicks and views talking about superheroes, don't want to do their homework. They just want to be known for it. They want to be, watch this, what, superhero affiliated. And because they have a built-in fan base, folks listen to them and think they know every damn thing because they popular, until one of them pop up talking to me and I'm like, no, that's not right. And I'm looking at them with the same serious face they would be looking at with me if I said something incorrect about Richard Pryor. If I said something wrong about Bernie Mac. If I said something incorrect about Red Fox, they gonna own me. You know what we don't do? As knowledgeable comic book fans, we watch their content, but we don't correct them. We don't correct them. So if Tony Baker and Kev on stage have been saying stupid stuff about black characters, yeah, it's their fault. It is. But it's also the fault of black comic book fans that sit there, listen to them, and let it go. Because I can tell you just like this, I could not be at a Tony Baker, Kev on stage comedy special. I couldn't be sitting in the row and they say something stupid, incorrect about a black superhero, and I don't check them. Camera's finna swing right on over there. You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. If you're going to talk about these characters, get it right. Camera going to swing right there. They're not going to be able to own me with a joke. I'm going to own them with the knowledge. We don't do that. We don't do that. Wolverine in the comics 5-3, Wolverine the movie 6-2. Explain this, Kugler. Not gonna do that. And the morons will say it's just a comic and we're taking this too seriously. I don't. That's a straw man argument. I'm no longer embracing that. Harama Fall. I don't even get at the time of day for what that is. That's a young person conversation. Like I said on the live on TikTok today, ain't nobody from my generation or older ever looked for one-for-one comic book adaptation, nothing. That's stupid. It's respect for the source material. And they know what we're talking about. The reason why they like the animated Avengers of Batman is because they respected the source material. That's what that is. So I'm real particular about entertaining stupid conversations from stupid folk. Because from afar, we can't tell who know what they're talking about or not. So, but I feel what you're saying. Pater says Angela Bassett should never have been killed off. She shouldn't. But did she stand 10 toes down for the Queen Mother Ramunda? Did she come to her fan base as the Queen Mother Ramunda to complain about it? Or did she just go along with it because she was hoping, based off of what Ryan told her, she was going to win an award? You got nominated. And her mother mindset, you still would have been nominated, but you didn't need to have your character deleted either. Hey. But then again, how many women are fighting for the Queen Mother Ramunda? How many sisters said that character shouldn't have been deleted? How many black women jumped on Ryan Coogler's chest about deleting the Queen Mother Ramunda in comparison to how many black women defending Ryan Coogler against anything? See how that go? Wim beat me to it. D. Steezle, they would burn James Gunn at the stake if I aged up Damian Wayne. Well, yeah, they would. Yeah, they would, S-Chat. Yeah, they would. Weirdos are more upset Damson Idris wasn't cast. Right. As if you wanted him to be Toussaint. No, you should have wanted, regardless of who the actor was to take up the role, it should have been T'Challa. Marvel Studios aging up Toussaint is them admitting they got it wrong in Black Panther 2. If you are a Ryan Coogler fan and you love Ryan Coogler, what did Ryan say? I had a script without a star. Letitia right now, right? She not right now? Ain't that what he said? I have a script without a leading actor. I have a movie without a lead. Letitia right now sitting right there. She's sitting right there. At some point, if you who you claim you are, Ryan, you are gonna have to make a movie at some point with her as the leading star. You weren't prepared. That's crazy because the source material sit right there. Where you didn't even have to be prepared, but you could have studied. You could have got it together. Anyway, I think Dempsey is a good actor and looks the part of a superhero, but I still ain't supporting you, and you shouldn't. See how you're able to compartmentalize? I think both of them are great actors. Truth be told, both of them are credible actors. I don't have an issue with either one of them. It's the story. And folks act like this when you talk about the story, you're talking about the actors. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. You know what we mean when we say he too short. You know exactly whether or not you care. You can say, oh, it's different. What? How tall we think Steve's son gonna be? Right now, he's shorter than Nightwing, Richard Grayson. In essence, he ain't too far from being the same height as Damian. We'll never see Steve Rogers be 5'0". You know it. I know it. We all know it. No, we're not gonna do that. I don't think black women even know how we were defamed in Black Panther 1. No, Grand Madam Tarot, they don't. All they know is Michael B. Jordan looked good without his shirt on. They know that for sure. Sexy. Because they got them Hey Auntie t-shirts flying out there. And Ryan Coogler can't do no wrong. But now, knowing the women in Wakanda, all they know and care about is Shuri. And all they know and care about is for Shuri to replace T'Challa. Not for Shuri to have her own adventures. And Shuri got story arcs out there. They didn't give a damn about that. What they wanted was just Shuri to replace T'Challa. That was it. They never cared about their character. And we could tell by the sales. They don't care about their character. You got black women right now. It's Tuesday. You know who they checking for? Toussaint and David Johnson. They didn't already bailed on Shuri. Just like the MCU, they didn't already moved on. And not gonna listen to a dude say nothing about it, which is crazy because then we got called misogynistic about no. They don't know comment. Joe, they don't care either. They don't care either. Let me see here. This comes from S. Jaddix. To be frank, there really ain't much of a difference between Tyler Perry and Ryan Coogler besides the type of movies that they make, but they got the same usage of stereotypes and me first mentality. Riri cannot get a job. Please, Val, also in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I should know, will have Riri sign. Kimoyo says sisters are LARPers too, even but as cowardly and fake as the dudes out here. Unfortunately so. Like I said, there's no reason why these characters pop up in 2018 and the knowledge regarding these characters is still where it's at. Little to none. There's no... So there we go. There we go. Harama, you said Casper Cole is light skinned. He light skinned because he multi-ethnic. He Jewish and he African American. That ain't me. I can't be Casper Cole. I wouldn't mind. But you know, if we finicky about the skin complexion and we finicky about the hair texture, you know they would never. We not gonna let me play Casper Cole. Yeah, I ain't young enough. I ain't got the right ethnicity. If we tripping on Aaron Pierre, you know they ain't gonna never let me do that. Everybody, boycott activists sent $2. Appreciate that, big dog. I'm gonna start sending my MCU movie ticket money. Hey, You can. You gonna get more. You gonna get more here, and it's gonna be cheaper. You gonna get all the Black Panther content you want, Wakanda content you want. It's gonna be accurate to the comics, and it's gonna be cheaper. You save a bunch of money by switching over to Theo. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, big dog. Thank you so much. Grand Battles. Harama says he don't feel bad for him. Equality is a mug. You right. Now them cats know how it feels. They didn't care. It was this man's anniversary. That's crazy. Ryan didn't say nothing. Letitia didn't say nothing. Winston Duke didn't say nothing. David didn't say nothing. You the son of T'Challa. You're not gonna wish your dog, your father, happy 60th anniversary. Damn, that's cold. But no, they didn't. Being a film fan sounds extremely boring. They get what? New content every 3-5 years. Yep. Meanwhile, in Gotham, we get a steady diet. Have y'all missed Black Panther content since you've been rocking with me and Daryl? Like, do you feel like you, because you know I know we like to say we got Wakanda at the house, but do you feel like you've been missing out on Black Panther content since you've been rocking with me and Daryl? Or do you feel like you sometimes you might get more than you're looking for? And it's Black Panther channel. Yeah. Now we got Black American, African. Yes, Jermaine. Yes, Jermaine, and it don't make sense. You know what? Let me say this. Being able to spend the bottle forward, those that rock with me over there on Facebook and everything like that, the group that we in and everything. Y'all saw the information that I put out there and everything like that. It's something to be said about living long enough. It's because if you live long enough, you're supposed to grow and mature, right? Be able to do better. And as long as you got breath in your body, you can grow and you can mature. A couple of things have happened this week. One just recently today. I feel good about it. Feel good about it. I feel good about it because I just stayed consistent. I wasn't on the one. My brother Daryl stayed consistent. And it make you feel some type of way. A good way, right? Had a cat check up on me and everything like that out the wild blue yonder. I appreciated it. I really, really do. And brother, yeah, we too grown. As I told you, we too grown. A house divided shall surely fall. A house divided shall surely fall. Black Panther was supposed to unite us. And when I say us, I mean Black people across the world. That character, the many characters from the world of Wakanda, was supposed to show us what Afrofuturism looked like. Was supposed to show us what we're capable of if we just stay focused, strive to be the best, and work towards that. That's what Black Panther was. It was supposed to unite us. It was supposed to let us know that regardless of where we are in this world, we are one. I hear Frankie Beverly singing in the background, we are one. I think about Black men united. Hell, I even think about We Are the World. And I think about how we've allowed ourselves to be divided when we should have been united. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Plus the messages from hip hop. Yeah, you ain't wrong with that. You ain't wrong with that. You damn right. Yeah, it's what's going on, Marvelous Multiverse? Yeah. T'Challa's 60th anniversary. Yeah. Imagine how powerful it would be. Byron 10, that's our in-house T'Challa. that's also our in-house Blade, whether we talking live acting or voice acting, that's him. What's going on? Who is kicking butt with country music right now? What's going on, Byron? Imagine how powerful it would be to have a king and his son on the big screen. It's crazy is we actually got some deleted scenes in the first Black Panther movie with a young T'Chaka and a young T'Challa. Crazy. We could have actually got a Disney Plus series with King T'Challa. I'm gonna say King T'Chaka, T'Challa, and Shorty and Hunter. We could have got that Disney Plus series. Could have, but what I know. I done came across some cool ones, and I done came across some that don't see us African. Facts. And that's why I say I'm not gonna judge the ones that I'm not gonna judge the majority by the few. I'm not, because just like we can say that there are those of us over here that have sipped that same Kool-Aid. And so I'm just not gonna do that. We in it, Big Ruben. What's going on, big dog? What's going on? Black Panther 3, all in family. Big Ruben says Marvel seen the Ryan Gosling memes about him being T'Challa, said, let's hire him for Ghost Rider. I mean, that was a smart casting. It was, but didn't do that for any of the other Black American actors. No, not at all. Now, emasculating the Black, this comes when I tell him, he who says I ask difficult questions, emasculating the Black Panther, ensuring he is much smaller and now an understudy of everyone instead of the opposite. That part right there. I'm gonna read it again. Emasculating the Black Panther, ensuring he is much smaller and now an understudy of everyone instead of the opposite. Reed Richards considers this dude, T'Challa, an intellectual peer. Not Tony, not Hank Pym, T'Challa. I read, and me and my brother Daryl covered it, Avengers Beyond, where T'Challa and Tony, without looking at each other, without communicating to one another, built two halves to a machine to draw in an alien that was flickering in and out of reality. Tony and T'Challa. You ain't seen T'Challa do nothing like that in the MCU. Yes, baby. Okay. No, that's fine. My palm started sweating. So that's the sign right there. I see, but yeah, when my palm starts sweating, that's the sign to turn AC back. Yeah. But yeah, you're not getting that. You ain't got anything to show T'Challa's intellect. But we finna bring Reed into the MCU. So where does Toussaint measure up when it comes to Reed's intellect? We think Reed gonna say on camera Toussaint is his intellectual peer. We think we gonna see David Johnson as Toussaint do anything with Tony Stark if and when they recast that role. When you see David as Toussaint standing across from Steve Rogers, you don't think it's gonna be a height difference? And that was everything you couldn't get Ryan Coogler fans to lock in on. Crazy. Now tell them, you see it, we've been talking about it for a while. Absolutely. Coogler and Ridley match made in hell. Yeah, it's that. I'm starting to see that dude that way, and I was trying not to. There can only be one rule is in full effect at Marvel Disney. Only when it comes to certain characters. Yep, 5'8" or slightly under is good Logan height. Plus, most artists don't even draw him that short. They don't. And this is why I call this dude Mr. Rock With Me Nation. That's why I call D. Steezle Mr. Rock With Me Nation. That right there, that insight. Artists don't even draw Logan as 5'3". Logan is always drawn like he 5'7", somewhere between 5'8" and 5'6". He ain't never been drawn as 5'3". Never. Great catch. I went at Tony's neck over Wakanda Forever already. Okay. Now, Tony is one of those people, he's not going to acknowledge it. That's the problem with too many celebrities. They don't mind correcting folks. They won't acknowledge when they've been corrected. Tony Baker, I like him, He funny. But the same respect he demands that people have for his chosen profession. As a comedian, he does not exude that same type of respect for people in this profession, i.e. superheroes in comic books. But you know enough, he know enough to feel like he feel like he's qualified enough to talk about it. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a comedian. And I don't want to say it like this, but it stands like this. Stay in your lane. You tell jokes for a living. Do that. Do that. If you want to come across as knowledgeable in regards to speaking comics, and I'm saying this to anybody, have a nerd right there with you. If you're not that nerd, and nerds gonna know it, don't speak on it, because you get little to no respect for us, and that goes all the way down. I can look at you and say, okay, he a comedian, but he don't take anything else seriously. He just gonna run his mouth. You don't want that. You don't want that. And it's okay. We know you don't know, but acting like you ain't got to know and then not acknowledging you don't know. Like I said, I couldn't be at nobody's comedy special. You would have one time, I'm in the audience. I couldn't give a damn if I was sitting in the nosebleed seats or sitting right there in the front row. You would have one time as a comedian, couldn't give a damn, black, white, Jew, Gentile, male, female, misspeak on a black character, I would check you right then and there. I just don't need to be the only one doing that. You need to get checked so you'll stop misspeaking, because you're doing more harm than good. You don't know what you're talking about? Shut up. And I can believe, and I tell him, I'm gonna say Kimoyo did it. I'm side-eyeing why Ross was switched to being a CIA agent. At this point, it seems intentional. You truly honor someone's legacy by continuing their work, meaning recast T'Challa. You absolutely do. This comes from the official Marvel multiverse. You absolutely do. And let me tell you how serious I took that. Chadwick Boseman's legacy means something to me. Black man being born in the South, I know what that's like. Being raised in the church, I know what that's like. Feeling that spiritual connection to Africa, the motherland, wanting to get it back, I know what that's like. Losing a best friend at an early age, I know what that's like. Seeing and liking other superheroes, but realizing society would never accept you as those superheroes, I know what that's like. Going to college, I know what that's like. Wanting to know where you come from, not being satisfied with the answer that society gives you, I know what that's like. Seeing society have you choosing between one or the other, not allowing you to get that Ocean's 11 thing. I know what that's like. Best Man, The Brothers. I love black ensemble movies. I do. Chadwick wanted more of us, if not all of us. He wasn't satisfied with a few of us, and he definitely didn't believe in that next man up nonsense. I believe that's worth fighting for. I believe that's worth preserving. I believe that's worth protecting. I believe we could grow from it as a people. I believe we could learn from it as a people. I believe we could benefit from it as a people. I don't have to have a fancy brooch around my neck. And I don't have to have his picture hanging up on the wall in every video. What I do need to know how to do, though, as my brother Dora has said on more than one occasion, I do need to know how to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is education. The main thing is all of us. It ain't a few of us. The main thing is to not allow folks to separate me from my brothers and sisters across the water in ways in which they're not separated from their brothers and sisters across the water. That's maintaining Chadwick Boseman's legacy. It's worth maintaining. It's worth maintaining. Comic Shooter was never designed to be a permanent Black Panther replacement, like how Bucky was never a permanent Cat replacement. You know, Steezle, I know what happened in Secret Wars, right? But I also know why Reginald Hudlin created her. I haven't given it much thought, but I don't know if what Ta-Nehisi Coates does if we don't have two Black Panthers. Interchangeable. Well, I don't want to say interchangeable, but we would have had two Black Panthers, but their missions wouldn't have necessarily been the same. We saw this with Jonathan Hickman. Easily able to navigate two Black Panthers. We saw this with David Liss. Able to navigate it. We had T'Challa and Shuri and T'Challa. I know what Ta-Nehisi Coates did, right? But I don't know. Because you ain't got to. I got it. I got it. And I'm gonna tell you where it's coming from. I know to the degree it ain't about the talk. I know to the degree it ain't about okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Gotta go handle some business and everything like that. I appreciate y'all for being supportive. We gonna rock with each other. My brother Dora, y'all get ready for his live. It is 6:09. We got 21 minutes. In the meantime, in between time to the next time, remember the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. I wish each and every last one of y'all love, peace, and soul. We out.